not all sheep are going to be accessible or available to us. Some of them are going to be in areas where we just can't get to.
With wildlife management, sometimes one agency's problem is another agency's solution. This is the case in the Morenci-Clifton area in eastern Arizona, where bighorn sheep have roamed throughout the community for years.
This project is twofold. We are giving bighorn sheep to Utah for them to augment a population, but it's also to help us control the number of animals in Clifton and Morenci and try to limit the vehicle collisions with bighorn sheep and the challenges we have when bighorn sheep and people come together.
It was something that met Arizona's management needs to kind of thin out some sheep density in this area, and it met our management needs by kind of bolstering our nursery herd. So this is an augmentation to diversify the genetics a little bit. It really came about by just conversations through us in Arizona, as well as Kuiu.
Kuiu is a high-performance hunting gear company that funds conservation projects and supports each project with hands-on volunteers.
In 2020, we moved 25 sheep to Antelope Island in Utah. And I said, well, do you want to move some more? And I just said, we'd love to fund the Arizona side. And yeah, that's kind of how it came about, just conservation people doing conservation stuff. It's a totally complicated issue, but when you can eliminate some of those sheep and move them to a new place, to new habitat where they're going to be used to supplement, the state of Utah and other places for creating new bighorn herds, it's just a huge win-win.
Arizona Game and Fish has been removing and relocating bighorn sheep from this area since 2005. This process benefits the community as well as the population of bighorn sheep, but the level of difficulty in doing so requires a well-thought-out plan.
We've got neighbors popping up out of houses, we've got private property we have to deal with, we have vehicles on the road, and on top of that, we're working with a local mining company, and we have safety things that we have to address with those also. So it can be pretty challenging.
Nothing goes as planned. You just have to be able to roll with the punches.
We had sheep in here yesterday that we could have flung a couple more darts in, but they were in really, really precarious spots.
They're sitting put for now, so I think we're okay.
If it's in a situation where we're not comfortable with sending a recovery team in to go and get that sheep, then we're not gonna try and dart.
All right, good job.
To guarantee a successful handoff, the sheep get a medical checkup prior to their road trip to Utah.
These sheep need to be free of any diseases. Based on our past testing and sampling that we've done here over the past 3 to 5 years, we're pretty certain that they are, but diseases can come in at any time, so we need to make sure that they still are free of any disease. The thing that we try and get done first is get those ear tags in and then get some blood samples and the biological samples that we need. Meanwhile, I'm doing some treatments on them, giving them a medication to rid them of any parasites, giving them something to deal with the stress, an anti-inflammatory injection, and then if they need additional medication like antibiotics, based on our exam, we'll go ahead and give that as well. The idea is to get them back to normal as soon as possible and in a stress-free environment as soon as possible.
A helicopter crew is used on the outskirts of town and in the surrounding area to supplement the number of sheep removed from town. Wrangling bighorn sheep from a chopper in their natural habitat provides its own set of challenges.
Try to get the sheep under control, get a blindfold on the sheep, get the hobbles on the sheep, so we can cinch it up and pick it up with the helicopter.
We love working with Arizona, and Arizona Game and Fish has been amazing to work with, along with the Arizona Desert Bighorn Sheep Society.
We've had a great relationship with Arizona. We've given them pronghorn in the past. They've given us bighorn sheep in the past. Utah Wild Sheep Foundation and Sportsmen for Fish and Wildlife that are also contributing to this project to fund it and get it off the ground. So it's been a really cool collaboration.
We're glad to be able to participate, and not only in the funding, but to actually come here and do the work.
28 bighorn sheep now have a new place to roam and call home, thanks to the combined efforts of 2 states, a passionate gear hunting company, and many volunteers dedicated to the work of wildlife conservation.